Person on our list is Michael Morales from Lucha Libre Online. Michael, thanks for joining us this week on Press Pass. What's your question for Don Callis?
Hello, give me a moment until I can plug in. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time. Hope everyone is doing well. Mr. Callis, I wanted to ask you regarding the creative process on AEW and Impact Wrestling. So we've been seeing you doing some incredible work at both companies at this point. What's the principal difference of working in the creative part of Impact Wrestling and being backstage and seeing the creative process of AEW?
Well, again, I think we're getting, and I'd like to say hi to all of the fans out there of Lucha Libre. And I would like to say, soy revolucionaria. And you know what that means if you're one of my Spanish-speaking friends. I would say this. I'm about as interested in the creative process of different companies and how these companies run as I'm interested in watching a fly slowly die on my window. It doesn't even, I think of that like just like a thing, like a bottle cap on the ground or a piece of lint on my jacket. It doesn't even register to me. However, people get to where they go, and people talk about writers and creative processes and all these different companies. And to me, it's ridiculous. Nothing about Kenny Omega and Don Callis was written or booked or created. It just was. We're just being ourselves. There's probably a lesson there for people. But the reality is that without all of the quote unquote infrastructure that you're referring to, Kenny Omega and Don Callis rewrote history and became the most talked about pairing in the business in a long time. You know, everyone likes to listen to Dave Meltzer, one of the guys people listen to, Brian Alvarez, Mike Johnson. And I've heard lots of those guys say, this is the greatest angle in pro wrestling. Guess what, guys? Get out of your shoebox. This isn't an angle. This is life. This is history. But we all think very small, and that's unfortunate. But I don't really care if I can change the way people think, because I'm not doing this for fans. I'm not doing this for a company. I'm doing this for history. So you can come along for a ride. They say the winners get to write the history. And by any account, Kenny Omega and Don Callis are the winners here today. We were 3 years ago when we changed the business with the Tokyo Dome. And we are right at this moment right now. And I am fully in this moment. And we're going to continue to shock the world like we did on Impact Wrestling last night. People said, oh, Don and Kenny are going to just sit on that bus the whole time. I'm not going to look at that. You know, meanwhile, when I spoke on that bus, what you got was Hamlet. Where do you hear that? Where do you hear anyone talk like me in this business? Who else is there? Josh, do you have anyone you could point to that could talk like Don Callis? You know, you could even mention people from other companies.
There's nobody.
Maybe you wanna mention people that I used to work for. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea what your thoughts are. The reality is that I give people something that they've never had before. And that's exactly what's happening. You thought, oh, we're going to hear another world-class promo on the bus. Kenny's not going to get off the bus. You know what Kenny did? He broke a sign over the head of the Impact World Champion, and people went, oh my God, what's happening? Don't think you can predict what I'm going to do or what Kenny Omega is going to do. Don't think you can predict what's going to happen because you haven't seen any of it coming yet. Just sit back like the insects that you are and be entertained and be dazzled.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Michael, you're getting me upset, buddy. I don't know.